Hello there everybody, Jordan back again with another review, and it's going to be for the 2026 film, They Will Kill You. A woman applies to become a cleaner at a hotel in New York City, unaware that she is actually an intended human sacrifice for the strange cult that reside there. That was a little bit strange going into this one because I'd just seen Ready or Not the week before, and when I watched the trailer for this, it looked like the exact same type of movie, to be honest. And in many ways it is, but it also sets itself apart from that film as well in many other different ways. But isn't it weird that sometimes we just get two movies that come out in the same year or around the same amount of time that seem very, very familiar? The First Omen and Immaculate, Ants and A Bug's Life. It happens quite often now. And I gotta say, this movie, I'm happy to report, is as fun as it looks in the trailer. I had a great time with this. It stars Zazie Beetz, who brings her own Bruce Lee style outfit going on here with those tracksuit bottoms and just lives up to her name and beats people the fuck up. She is kicking ass left, right and centre in this movie. She is the star of the show, and I absolutely loved what she did in this film. It's a very simple story with what's going on with her, but she is intending to get back her sister who may have been taken to this hotel, and you're sort of champion there through the way because of that. But she's a very determined individual who just takes no shit off anyone, and she shows that with actions rather than words. And there's some great throwbacks to martial arts 70s cinema here, or if you want to keep up more with the modern times, Kill Bill, where Zazie Beetz will chop someone in half or stick a sword through someone's gut, and the camera will just quickly zoom in on her face there while she's holding the blade across the screen, and it just really puts her as the central focus, as this badass who is not to be reckoned with. But I really like how Kirill Sokolov filmed these sequences. He's got that 70s martial arts cinema wearing it on his sleeve there, and you can tell it took so much inspiration from them films, and it totally works in this setup. And the fight scenes allow for some really creative and fun kills. There is a moment where Zazie Beetz has got a axe that's set on fire, and she's setting people on fire every time she hits them with this fire axe. There is blood splattering everywhere, heads being blown off more than one occasion, eyeballs rolling around the floor. Dismemberments, people just cut into pieces. It's all here for Gorehound, and it is never ever not fun. It never ever outstays its welcome. Every time these scenes happened, I was just having the time of my life at the cinema. The movie, of course, is very far-fetched as it may sound, but it is very self-aware of what it's trying to do here. Kirill Sokolov never puts out there that he's trying to make the greatest movie ever or anything like that, but he just wants you to have a great time, and that's exactly what I did. It even goes into more bonkers mode in the third act, just when you think it couldn't get any more, out there. It does, but it never ever detaches itself from the tone that Sokolov is going for, and it all just fits perfectly in this 95-minute runtime. And with that, the movie just absolutely flies by. I couldn't believe how quick this film went. I did have just a slight little look in my pocket there at the time, and there was only like 15 minutes left. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, it just sets out for you to get in, get out, and go, wow, what a great experience that was. I gotta say, this movie's got some really hilarious moments as well, where the cast of characters really helps. We've got Heather Graham and Tom Felton here, and these cast of villains really just know when to do the right line of dialogue or the perfect mannerism in their face to give you a really good belly laugh. But it's never too much. It just lands at all the right moments there. But there is one moment in the middle of this movie involving Heather Graham's head. I just couldn't stop laughing. Even 10 minutes later, I kept thinking about it and was laughing my ass off again. So yeah, it just again adds to the fun that this movie is trying to bring, but it doesn't really detach too far away either from the whole martial arts experience it's going for or the horror side of things. And that's exactly what this hotel is. It's every floor is basically just another level of horror there, and kind of reminded me of the movie Judge Dredd or The Raid, but in a horror setting there. So I really like that about the film and its location as well. Now, I do have a little bit of a negative here with the gore. It can seem a little bit too cartoonish at times. Now, what I will say is sometimes that adds to the comedic aspect, but I do wish they put a little bit more care into the practical effects there. A lot of it is CGI as well, but there are practical effects here and there. But I just wish they were handled a little bit better, because they stick out like a sore thumb at times, unfortunately. And for someone who loves practical effects, I don't think they quite nailed the aspect of it with this film. Also, this might seem way too silly for some people. I could get along with it, but you have really got to get invested in what the tone of this movie is and what it's going for to really appreciate it. But I've seen some people say that they hated this film, so it is all going to be to an acquired taste. But for me, I had a blast. Okay, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and rate this movie now. I'm going to give They Will Kill You a 7.5 out of 10. Really fun time at the cinema, guys, and I got to say, even though it's still a little bit different here and there, I like this a little bit more than Ready or Not 2. Okay, guys, at the end of these reviews, I always like to leave a little fun fact. Now, a fun fact for They Will Kill You is that Kirill Sokolov, the director of this film, actually got the inspiration when he moved into an apartment block in Russia with his wife and said to her, imagine this was ran by satanic cult weirdos. And then it kind of clicked. Then him and his wife watched Rosemary's Baby in that apartment, and that's when he said, yeah, I'm writing this script now. So it was really fun to hear where the roots of this film came from, I thought. Okay, guys, hope you all enjoyed that review. If you want more reviews, please do consider following this channel and looking down below in the description at more of my 2026 horror movie reviews. Also, give this video a like. It really helped me out. Thanks so much, guys. You all take care, and I'll see you all in the next video.